Monisha Rajesh. Welcome to the Travel Diaries podcast. It is amazing to see you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Holly. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. I mean, we were just chatting about how much train travel you've done. I mean, do you have any idea about like how much distance you've covered, how many routes you've taken?
Well, just the other day, I was trying to figure out how many miles I've done because obviously the around the world in 80 trains was about 45,000 miles. The India journey was about 25,000. And I've been researching my next book over the last year, and I have absolutely no idea how much I've done. So I don't know, probably more than 100,000 miles, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you've covered so much ground. I couldn't think of anyone better suited to join me today on this train travel special, celebrating slow travel, getting to uncover the stories about this other side of travel, which so many people, I think, haven't chosen to or haven't had the opportunity to really delve into. So we start right at the very beginning. That is chapter 1, and that will be your earliest childhood train travel memory.
I was thinking about this on the way over, and I have a memory of it, even though I was 3 months old. I have the memory of it because I've seen all the photographs around what happened that day. It was actually my first train journey when I was 3 months in Switzerland. My parents had gone over with my brother, who was 4 at the time, to visit some family friends. And I've heard the story many times about how they were sitting on a train, which they thought was going to Bonn. And my mum got chatting to a family who were in the compartment who suddenly said, "This train isn't going to Bonn, it's going to Bern." About 2 minutes before the train was leaving, my parents literally picked up my pram and carried it across the rail tracks to all the shouts of guards and train people saying, "Don't do that." And they literally carried me across the tracks with my brother hoiked over my dad's shoulder to get to the train. And that's always stuck with me because they've told that story so many times. And I don't know, maybe that was the moment where it became part of who I was going to be.
That is such an incredible story. I love that. And did train travel feature much within your childhood? I know you spent most of it living in England and a couple of years living in India.
So not so much in England. I never had those childhood journeys to grandparents or, you know, taking trips to the seaside or anything like that. But it really was the journey around India that cemented that love of trains. Because actually when I went to India, it wasn't about the trains. That was never my reason for going. It was about travelling around. As you'd mentioned, I'd lived in India in 1991 for 2 years because I was born in the UK and grew up here. And then my parents had always wanted to go back. So we went back